Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel. My name is Rich. The name of the channel is Rich Rider. Guys, sorry about the wind, but we're here in Jacksonville at the Regency Mall. Lorna has finally made it to her to her private session. Anyway, guys, she's sitting over there with the instructor. Yeah, we're gonna find out if we can get some footage, maybe of her doing some of the classes. All right. So, guys, like I said, we're in Regency Square Mall in Jacksonville, Florida. Lorna's first class or first private session, learning to ride a motorcycle. All right, guys, I'll be hitting you back. All right, guys, so here we have the guy explaining all this stuff to her. I'm going to do a little narration over what's going on here, guys, since we are not close by. The intent was not to film this stuff, but Lorna wanted it on film. As you see, she's there standing. She's next to my grandson. The instructor, Jim, super cool, is demonstrating, which is really her second exercise. Her first exercise was her walking across the parking lot in the friction zone. What he's trying to get her to do here, guys, is not to hold on to the motorcycle with a death grip. Trying to get her to relax, to be out of her head a little, to feel the bike loose under her. You know, again, she was super nervous. I was nervous for her, but, you know, he did an awesome job on trying to get her to relax. So here we're going to see her starting to move with the motorcycle. And on this event here, guys, she dumped the clutch a couple of times. We always spoke about being easy and gradual on all of your inputs on the motorcycle. And guys, what I thought was important here is to, again, being on a lesser horsepower motorcycle, with these little mistakes that she's making, it's not catastrophic. You know, the bike is not taking off on her because it's overpowered. And that was her second, actually her first attempt across the parking lot. Amazing to see. Her feet came up. She is on the pegs and, you know, bringing the motorcycle to a stop. Wow, her first ride on a motorcycle. Anyway, guys, so here now Jim is explaining again what he's having her do here is to move off, gaining her balance and then putting her foot up. And as you can see, she did a pretty good job there again on that exercise. I was, like I said, I was pretty impressed to see her going across the parking lot with both of her feet on the pegs. Now, guys, it get a little bit more challenging. Jim is now demonstrating her using her head and eyes, the basics. Robert Simmons' first exercise, starting and stopping on a motorcycle. Guys, something that a lot of us take for granted. You know, just starting and stopping on a motorcycle. You're going to see she's going to have some episodes here where she's stopping the bike and she's a little unstable. Now, I myself struggle with that from time to time. And I've seen riders out there riding for decades that also have a little bit of issues sometimes as they're coming to a stop smoothly with the motorcycle and taking off with the motorcycle. So, again, he have actual cones set up where she's not going to be going too fast, but she's going to be focusing more on controlling the motorcycle at slow speeds, guys. The fundamentals of motorcycle riding 101. As we all know, at speeds, these motorcycles pretty much ride themselves. This is not my opinion. This is the opinion from a lot of the experts that's teaching this stuff, you know. And again, stopping and starting a motorcycle. Being able to slip that clutch in and out the friction zone. Being preloaded and keeping it loaded. Robert Simmons paying it forward, guys. Every exercise that he teaches. Guys, here's Lorna's first attempt. Wow, pretty impressive, guys. My wife that haven't driven a manual car, haven't rode anything besides a bicycle, is now on a Yamaha, I think it's a 125 or a 150cc motorcycle. And not just riding straight now, she's now making turns using her head and eyes. I was pretty impressed. I was pretty impressed. So was my grandson. We were at the sideline there talking about it. Good job. Very good job. All of this, guys, was within a 2-hour period of a professional instructor teaching the proper techniques on the basics of learning to ride a motorcycle. How cool is that? Wow, came to one of her better stops there. Guys, I gotta tell you, as the time went on, she got better and better. I did not record everything. Again, didn't want to make her nervous. Didn't want to keep her under the microscope for any long periods of time. There were many times when she was looking over at me. One of the things that we joked about was every time she picked her foot up and she felt a little nervous, she took a break, and when she came over to to where we were, as you could see there, her landing there might have been a little rocky. I kept putting in her head again, hey, what does Robert Simmons say? I would say trust. She would say trust and believe. Guys, for all you guys that haven't watched this guy's channel, this guy's got, I think, up to 38 videos out there right now. There's no better instructions on the internet, especially for experienced riders, on the basic techniques of riding a motorcycle. This guy have long videos with tons of folks out at his classes, and he's reinforcing all of the techniques that we probably learned when we did the basic safety class, but it haven't been drilled into our heads as much as it probably should be. As we watch this guy's video, guys, I guarantee you, as you're out riding in the streets, as you're riding in traffic, I just came back from Daytona, did a video that I haven't put out yet. That should have been put out before this video. But I was riding through the crowd with the Honda Goldwing, guys. There's only on one occasion that I think I had to bring that motorcycle to a complete stop. Anyway, guys, where I had to put my feet down. This is not about me. Today, this is about Lorna riding a motorcycle at 62 years old. I wasn't going to mention her age, but she told me it's fine to do so. As you can see, again, they're a little rocky in the stop. But, again, a lot of us out there with experience do the same thing. Like I said, she got better and better as the time went on. I did not record everything. What Jim did ask me to do is, I think on one of these sessions there, this might be the one here that he's talking to her, where she had the throttle a little high as she was going to the brakes. So he asked me to play that video back for her. And, she knew what she did. She explained to him she knew what she did, but it's something that we also discussed at home. Guys, after this session here, Lorna and I, we're going to have a little discussion on how... My name is Rich.
I'm Lorna.
So guys, today we are going to be rounding up or summing up that video that you were just watching with Lorna's first time riding a motorcycle with private lessons from, again, Jim in Jacksonville. Awesome job, guys. This guy was able to accomplish an amazing feat. No, maybe not an amazing. She was confident she can do it. But in 2 hours, this guy have covered so much territory, guys. It's one of the things that I don't recommend is trying to teach your spouse or your significant other how to do something like this.
Why is that, Rich?
The funny thing about it, guys, I tried to teach Lorna to drive a manual car years ago. I was able to teach my daughter, that was a new driver,
Janaya,
in less than an hour. Lorna at the time never learned how to drive the manual. Later, I was able to teach my oldest daughter,
Janelle,
in 20 minutes. That was, again, someone with some driving experience, how to drive that manual in 20 minutes, but was not able to teach Lorna in a couple of days.
Why is that?
You tell.
Well, let me tell you why. I was not really interested in learning how to drive a manual because I just felt it was too much going on, right? You got the kids, you got, your turning signal. It's just too much. I was not interested in it. And to me, in order to want to succeed at anything you do, you have to be interested in doing it.
I gotta tell you guys, I was a little skeptical about Lorna learning to ride a motorcycle, especially in our latter years. Every time I mention, if you learn to do this,
I said when.
She was so confident that she can do this, and she was determined. We did lots of drills walking up and down the driveway on Ruby, And we'd be playing with the friction zone. I walked the motorcycle up and down. She knew all of the controls. She did quite a bit of studying on her own. And I'm afraid, guys, this might be the view here, the future. Me stuck on Susie here.
Me on Ruby.
And Lorna taking over Ruby. The one thing that won't happen, if that ever happens in the far future, I will not be riding on the back seat with Lorna controlling the motorcycle. But guys, I was really proud of her. It was awesome watching her go through the steps. The interesting thing that I thought about that, guys, is the event of us teaching our loved ones to do something like that. There's so many things out there that we need to take into consideration. When we first talked about doing this, we heard lots of comments on people teaching other people to ride. All that's well and good, but there's certain things that these professionals will be going through that we might not be even thinking of. And again, keeping ourselves and our loved ones safe on motorcycles is always going to be a priority on this channel. Nobody in my family ride motorcycles. Nobody in Lorna's family ride motorcycles. They probably think we are absolutely out of our heads to be doing this. But I got to tell you guys, learning to do this in the right way minimize the chances of you being hurt on a motorcycle. No one is ever going to dispute the dangers of, riding a motorcycle. But I thought the thing was awesome that as Lorna, as you see in the video, when Lorna started doing the first ride, and every time she dumped the clutch, all I kept thinking about was Robert Simmons saying,
preload, keep it loaded.
Preload and keep it loaded, Lorna. With the attempt,
was in my head, Robert.
With the attempt not to disrupt the guy Jim teaching what he was teaching, I felt like yelling that out. She looked over at me, and I did say to her, keep it loaded. The other thing about it then, as you're going to see, is she was going around the lot and she was stopping and starting. Every time she picked her foot up and she was nervous, I felt like saying to her, trust
and believe.
Trust and believe that as long as there's power going to that rear wheel, you're not going to fall and you're not going to drop the bike. Hey guys, Lorna, I was proud.
Thank you.
I remember doing that class in the mid to late 1990s. I rode motorcycles prior to doing the class, and I think almost everyone in that class dropped the motorcycle.
Not me.
Lorna have accomplished this without even dropping the motorcycle.
That was a refusal.
So guys, she's getting a little cocky here though.
I am. Let me bring it back.
So anyway, guys, like I said, I'm proud of her being able to accomplish this, at this point in our lives. It was exciting. It was exciting for me and my grandson watching her do this, as it probably was for her. We couldn't get her off the motorcycle. I was concerned about her hands getting tired. At the end of the course, she wanted to ride around the parking lot. The guy advised against that. Didn't want her to get too confident, dropping the bike and hurting herself, something that I didn't even think about. But guys, it was awesome. I am proud of you, Nate.
Thank you.
Now get off of Ruby.
No. So I think that for nobody, I guess y'all wouldn't know, I'm 62 years old. And this was an accomplishment for me. I just, again, never rode anything manual in my life. And I was scared. I was like, oh my God. He started the bike and I was like, oh my God, this thing is moving. But you know what? All the videos that I watch with Robert on and Richie is telling me, all that was in my head. And it was like, okay, all I kept saying was trust and believe. Look through the turns, right? Keep it loaded. There's a lot of times I did dump, right? And I said, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And I even told Jim, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm doing wrong. So I felt a big accomplishment.
Guys, it's interesting she said that because the audio and that was pretty lousy, but I remember one of the times she had the throttle, as she was coming to a stop, she had the throttle raised kind of high. And he said to me, did you get that on video? Which I did. There's a lot of footage on the video that I didn't get because initially we weren't going to record this. I don't want to put added pressure on her. But there's a couple of her friends that wanted to see her doing this, that's inspired by this, that's interested in it. And so we decided, again, guys, we're going to share this as part of our journey with you guys. Again, to kind of motivate you guys to say, hey, man, we can do this. It's not just she can do this. I'm getting back into riding at a later age, and I'm learning all the things now that I didn't learn before. That's what this channel is based on, guys. You know,
Absolutely.
we are absolutely passionate about this. We're going to be going from here and seeing where, you know, Lorna did get, she's going to be signing up for the MSF class. We got to get our schedules kind of coordinated. I work on some really awkward schedules. And, you know, the question at the end of that practice session was, does she need another one, or is she ready to sign up for the MSF? We got asked Jim's honest opinion. He was both ways, had no problems with it, but he definitely think that she was ready to sign up for the MSF class. So what are you gonna do, Lorna?
I'm signing up. I'm signing up.
You know, again, guys, you know, it's about doing this stuff and doing it in the proper way, doing it as safe as possible. You know, and I'm gonna always end my video, guys, with, I don't care what you ride out there. This is a passion we're all sharing. You know, I said I was gonna add some protection to your motorcycles. Get out there, practice these slow speed maneuver classes. For all of you guys that are getting back into riding, man, this is inspirational stuff. Go take the basic safety class. For all of you folks that's questioning whether you can do this or not,
You can.
for $100, guys, you don't even have to own a motorcycle.
No.
You can reach out to this guy or this class and set an appointment up and see if it's for you. Anyway, guys, Rich and Lorna
Out.